are online courses taking the piss? I hate to say it, but absolutely loads of our clients are people that run courses. But I want to know, do you think that the content within those courses is actually worth the money you're paying for it? I see tons of people advertising courses, and let's talk about what I do. We're a YouTube ads agency. We run with influencers. We work with brands, and I just see, well, if you go back into the Facebook era when people started promoting Facebook courses and Facebook ads, and pretty much most people are doing it themselves, there's always the guys that are coming out and running their own amazing course. It's got so many, it's got loads of modules, in-depth thought, and then you see these people paying to advertise their course, and frankly, they've never really actually worked for anybody. They're just there to sell you a course, get an ROI. Yes, they know how to do ads, but they're not really teaching you anything to do with marketing, the way customers think, the emotion, what goes into building a campaign, and more importantly, what goes into scaling a campaign. So I just think, frankly, the guys out there that are advertising Facebook courses, I see the comments that go onto their posts, and it says, why are you advertising this? Are you actually able to prove your results? Do you fundamentally understand, that show us some of the real results? And if you're advertising this course, if you were making so much money for your clients, you'd just be doing that. Why are you now hawking a course around the internet for people to buy, when surely if you're so good at it, you'd just be running with so many clients, you wouldn't be able to cope and you wouldn't need to sell a course. So, I bet it beggars belief. Like, I've seen courses being sold for hundreds of dollars, which turn out to be a couple of videos and a PowerPoint presentation, and then there's a massive upsell on the back end, which is, you're going to get this, you're going to get this, you get some one-to-one training. Do you? Do you really? I've been in some of those courses that have cost tens of thousands of dollars, and actual support? No. Real knowledge? No. I've been in a course that was $10,000 to do with YouTube ads, and they fundamentally miss many of the basics, things that I would teach somebody if they were working for me. I could take somebody who's a Google Ads professional and teach them YouTube ads in a couple of weeks. And there are fundamental errors in a lot of these courses. If you've bought a course out there, I want to know about it. If you bought a course and you feel like you were cheated, did it give you real knowledge? Did it actually expand your understanding? Or did you just watch somebody waffling on and on and on about a templated system that doesn't scale, doesn't teach you properly, isn't broken down into modules? Yes, at the end of this video, I'm going to go on and tell you about what I believe is an actual world's best course that we have put together. And the reason we put it together is because I've done a load of these courses already and found they just don't wash, they don't cut the mustard. There's nothing to them. They're flimsy, and I know they're out there selling and selling and selling and selling, but most of the courses out there are just a sales pitch. Literally, it's a sales pitch at the front end, and they're teaching someone how to sell, but they're not teaching you how to scale, and they're not teaching you about emotion and marketing and data and the back end of what you need to learn, right? We want to be able to tell people, corporates in particular, if you're listening to this, we want to be able to educate your people within your business, because as S Media, we found over the last year or so, what typically happens is we'll take a client on for 3 or 4 months, and then they think that they've learned it all there is to know. They're picking our brains. That's fine. That's what we're paid a retainer for. We're paid to answer the difficult questions and help you grow and scale. But if you want to scale properly and put some decent fundamental foundations in for your business, you need a course and you need somebody to hold your hand through that. So we find typically with corporates that they'll work for us for 3 or 4 months on a retainer, and then they're sat there. In reality, probably the management are sat there thinking, well, that retainer we're paying to S Media, that could pay a couple of members of staff. And then they think, right, let's go and employ somebody who understands Google Ads. But I can tell you, having done 20 odd years, over 20 years in Google Ads, I still deal with people who are still learning And we are all still learning. I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning on a daily basis. But are the people in your business still learning? Are you training them? Are you training them properly? Do you have a mentor for them? I love to mentor people and I love to see them learn and flourish and question. But I don't think the courses that are out there come close. They don't come close to actually doing that. They sell you something for several £1,000s and rely on you working your way through it. They don't actually talk to you. They're not holding your hand and they're not giving you any real value. So, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you've felt like you've been duped, and I mean duped, and some of these people are taking the piss. There are courses out there that I could point you in the direction of that aren't worth toffee, right? And they're selling for thousands and thousands of dollars, and people, well, maybe they're moaning, some are moaning, but there is some value on the back end, because I see some that run mastermind groups. They bring people in, you ask your questions, and on a weekly basis, they may feature 3 or 4 people but it's the same, regurgitated over and over and over, the same questions week in, week out that people are asking of, how do I scale my campaign? How do I scale my YouTube ads? What's gone wrong here? Why isn't this working? And I just see people getting frustrated from the fact that they're just not getting any real skill. You see the people at the top of the business, right? And I'm at the top of our business, and I'm the one that does the majority of the training in our course, and I'm the one that does the majority of the calls with our clients, because I'm the one who understands. I'm the one with the knowledge. Like, there are people, if I've been in the business for 20 years and I'm still learning. If people think that they can come in and do a year in Google Ads and maybe run some budget through YouTube ads, and I've spent millions, tens of millions on behalf of clients, and I'm still learning. I had a call with our Google account manager yesterday, and I had to tell him that, stop calling me. Please stop calling me, because what you're doing is you're fundamentally just a salesperson. This goes beyond the industry. This goes into, the people at Google are calling me and trying to talk me through strategies which are just designed to open a client's wallet. And I told them, you are not at the front, you're not on the coalface, you're not at the front line, you're not dealing with the business that's trying to do this advertising on a one-to-one daily basis. You don't understand their business, you don't understand their objectives, you don't understand the management behind that business and what they're doing, and you can't advise me, because 99% of the people at Google are robots. They're reading off a script. You can't blame them. They just haven't got 15, 20 years worth of experience behind them to understand. They probably haven't actually, the majority of those guys, run a client account. They haven't seen the ins and outs of what happens in specific industries. They are trying to apply a templated system to advertising across the board, and it fundamentally doesn't work. I can sit with somebody for an hour or two working on their keywords and the phrases. I fundamentally change people's complete outlook on Google Ads just by spending an hour with them. It's got to be worth something. And this is what I'm trying to bring you with what I truly believe is the world's best. Absolutely, I will lay my hand on my heart and say this is the world's best YouTube ads course, because it deals with the structure, it deals with how to scale, it deals with individual keyword niches, it gives you all the downloadables. And if you're one of those people that doesn't want to take the time, fine. This course you could buy for a corporate. If you're a corporate marketing department out there and you've got 10, 20, 30 people working in your business on marketing, and I'd encourage you to get people who are not in marketing to watch this as well. But we come up against so many people like, YouTube's not for us. YouTube's not what we do. You've probably never used YouTube ads, and you've never ever experienced what it can do. And I don't think even Google understand. Like, that sounds ridiculous to say, but the majority of the people who work at Google are just salespeople, and they're calling people like me to get people like you to spend more money. Well, I want to give that power back to you and give you all the tools you need. I can show you in there how you work the system. Like, I had a guy yesterday, he's spending 20, 25 cents per click. He's in the US. I can get his cost per click or his cost per view down under 5 cents just by doing something very simple, employing a manual bidding strategy and focusing on certain keywords. It's the calls to action in his videos are wrong. honestly, like, it is not complicated. But when I open your eyes and my team open your eyes to how there are some very, very simple things, and many of the courses I'm talking about here are, if you go and search YouTube ads course, you will get them all coming at you. Like, I think we all know who will come at you, right? If you search YouTube ads courses, you're going to get the usual suspects coming at you, trying to sell you a $5,000 or $10,000 course. They might open up with, here's $149 20-page PowerPoint secrets to the world of YouTube ads and my $2 billion strategy of how you can scale like I can. Bullshit. I call you out, right? I call you out now, because there might be one or two people in your business, and I think you know what I'm talking about, who get it and can do it, but you would need to work directly on the client account to get it to scale like you're talking about. What I'm trying to do is get people to get educated and learn. And if you're a Google Ads professional out there and you're thinking you know how to scale YouTube ads, you take my course and I will open up the possibilities. You will have your eyes open to several new strategies that you haven't even probably considered. But that's where I want to work with people like that. Like, talk to me, talk to us. I've only learned all of this by talking to clients, and I don't want to say experimenting, but experimenting with millions of pounds worth of budget. So, look, if you're interested, please do. We are looking for some beta testers. 1 week today, and as I'm talking right now, it is Friday the 18th of March, 2022. It's actually my wife's birthday, and I've decided to make this video right now. I am looking for 10 beta testers before I launch my course. I will give those 10 people a 50% discount on the course, on the basis that if you take it and you don't feel it is the world's best course, I will give you a refund. If you take it and you see the content that is in here, over 140 different videos broken down into bite-sized usable chunks, most of the courses out there are in great big, like 40-minute, an hour-long lessons that fundamentally, even I, as somebody who gets it all, would fall asleep in, right? I want you to be able to choose the piece or the module you want to learn about, go and implement that particular piece of strategy, and then move forward and learn, right? And I will hold your hand doing that. My team will hold your hand. We will work with you, right? I know there's going to be people out there that are like, well, I'm not paying for a course. Well, ask me about what it costs to get it done for you. We do have done for you, but I would much rather do done for you, and here's the course as well, so that you can learn. And if at any time your business steps away from dealing with us, you can take that with you. You can take the course, you can take what you've already learned, because what we tend to find is people will work with us for 3 to 6 months, and then they'll find, right, we've got it to a stage where we're really happy, we're going to take it on internally. And that's fine, but they still come back asking more and more and more questions. How to profile an audience, which keywords should I be using in this campaign? Can we go into topics? Should I be going on to apps? You know, how do I exclude certain placements? Which videos can I use as placements? What are the tools, right? All of that, it's in there. You've got to want to learn, though. You've got to want to learn to do it. And if if you're a corporate and you're listening to this and you've got a whole marketing department, there is so much value in here that you can buy one copy of the course, give it to all of them, let them all watch and learn. And if they're still stuck, let's book some calls and I'll take them through it. Yes, that will cost more at that point. I'll be open about that. But it's a fantastic resource. And I'm looking for 10 people from now until next Friday, the 25th of March. If that's you, please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. But please don't buy those courses that fundamentally take the piss. You know, they are selling you something that is not fit for purpose. And I'll leave it at that.